try explain. Tell me no why you're none fear stress my brain. Me hex them vex them still a text and still a try fi explain. See me on the right girl, better take the left lane. Hex a try hex.
What's up, people? This is your boy Rome. Welcome back to the channel. You guys are watching the 4th official. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. It's Thursday, so that means that the international break is over. I can't lie, that shit is orgasmic. I'm not gonna lie, real football is about to be back on TV, bro. We've been waiting for 2 weeks for this shit. This weekend in the Prem, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be focused on Manchester United this weekend. And the reason for that is, it seems like every time there's an international break, there's always a bunch of negative stories coming out about Manchester United. And as a Manchester United fan who was invested in Manchester United emotionally, it's annoying to say the least that every time you go on Twitter or every time you check the news, there's always something negative about the club. You know what I mean? If it's not from Ed Woodward, it's about players leaving, players not getting enough game time. There's never enough positive vibes about Manchester United whenever it comes to an international break. And it seems like the only thing that can get rid of those negative vibes is us going out and playing a game and winning. And so on Sunday, we have an opportunity to go out there and beat Brighton. I'm hoping we could go out there and drop a 3-0. The boys perform well, and so we can get rid of this negative feeling from the club. Because as a fan, as someone who wants to talk about Manchester United, someone who supports Manchester United, it's rough to see that, you know, there's always nothing but negative commentary about the club. Even when we're not playing, it's annoying as fuck. So let's address some of these negative comments that's going around. First is the elephant in the room, Paul Pogba. Di Marzio came out and said he's ready, he's willing to go, he doesn't want to extend his contract. I mean, we knew this from 2 years ago when he said that he needed a new challenger. We kept him for 2 years. For me, Pogba wants to go. I've already been through the 7 stages of grief when it comes to Paul Pogba leaving Manchester United. I no longer care if he wants to go anymore. My thing is, this will give us an idea of how the club is currently being ran. If we knew that Paul Pogba wanted to leave 2 years ago, we know that this man doesn't want to extend his contract. What work has been done to replace this man in the midfield? We know we're run by nothing but incompetence, right? We know we have Ed Woodward at the helm. We know we have Matt Judge at the helm. So we will now see in the summer the work that has been put in place, knowing Paul Pogba was going to leave. Now he only has a year left on his contract, which means that he will not go for a lot of money. Yes, we'll demand a lot of money, but in the current COVID crisis, he will not be going for a lot of money. We will not be getting 80 million for Paul Pogba, what we paid for him. That is not happening. We'll be lucky if we get over 50 million for Paul Pogba. On the flip side of that, not many clubs out there are going to be able to give Paul Pogba what he needs. And let me tell you why. Paul Pogba is a world-renowned superstar, right? He will need a world-renowned platform to perform on. Not many clubs out there can afford him and give him said platform at the same time. Now, we know PSG can afford him, but they cannot present the type of platform that he would need to shine. He'll only be able to shine in Champions League games. Paul Pogba needs to be in the... He needs to play in a league where has the headlines consistently. Liga doesn't do that for you. The Premier League does, because everyone watches the Premier League. One can argue the Spanish League does because people are watching the Spanish League. The Italian League, a little bit less, but still that gives him a platform. The Liga doesn't do that. In my opinion, no other team can afford Paul Pogba. And we're not just talking about Paul Pogba's wages. We're talking about his transfer fee. Because while Manchester United can afford to pay him £350,000 per week, Juventus are not able to do that. they still have Cristiano Ronaldo on their wage bill. And it's not like they're flush with money due to the current COVID crisis. So the flip side of Paul Pogba leaving leaves us with the other side of Paul Pogba staying for another year and going on a free. Right now, Manchester United has two options. And those options are sell Paul Pogba for little or nothing, get him off of wage books, or renew his contract. They cannot allow Paul Pogba to stay here for one more year and leave on a free. That is absolute stupidity. But we've seen it before, bro. As I said before, this club is ran by nothing but incompetence, bro. These guys are incompetent, bro. Eunuchs in a whorehouse type of incompetence. And honestly, I have no hopes for this coming to a perfect solution for all parties involved. No hopes at all. So let's talk about what will happen if Paul Pogba leaves. And this is where I worry more than anything else, because who would you bring in to replace Paul Pogba? Now, I've said this before, I would love to see Jack Grealish come the other way. I would love to see Milankovic-Savic come the other way, who is a little bit similar in playing style like Paul Pogba, but not as skilled and not as versed in the game as Paul, but similar to where he plays. Deep line midfielder who can connect with the forward line and score a few goals as well. But he's just not as dominant as Paul Pogba. The reason why I would prefer Jack Grealish in there, that would make us into a team similar to where Man City plays, where we have that two creative midfielders in there playing right in front of a defensive midfielder. If we're able to get rid of Paul Pogba and bring in a Jack Grealish and a Tamir and a Declan Rice, or a Jack Grealish and a Ndidi, Jack Grealish and the guy that we're going to be playing against this Sunday at Brighton, right? I can't remember his name, but if we bring in a defensive midfielder who's willing to stand there in the defense and protect our defense and connect with our midfield, we should be able to do well without Paul Pogba. But not replacing Paul Pogba, and we'll be fighting for relegation, blood. And no one wants that as a Manchester United fan. It hurts. And sticking with the Premier League, we know that points are basically null and void for City right now. They've already ran off with the league. Right now, the rest of the league are fighting for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 5th and 6th in the Europa League, and then relegation. You know what I mean? City's already ran off with it, which is why it hurts, because over the period of the international break, all we've been hearing about is how City's going to be preparing to replace Sergio Aguero. I mean, we know Sergio Aguero just, I don't know, terminated his contract, or his contract ran out at Man City, and City's going to be looking to replace Sergio Aguero. They've been playing without him for all season. They have money, blood. They have all that sand money from Dubai. They are flushed, right? They're going to be bringing in people left, right, and center, especially now that there's no financial fair play in play anymore, bro. UEFA, who can't wipe their own ass, as they'll scrapped everything that has to do with financial fair play. You're going to make rules to supposedly keep an equal playing field in the world of football, but you cannot enforce those rules. You can't even interpret the rules you made up yourselves, blood. These UEFA cats are useless, bro. They wouldn't know where to wipe their ass if their ass was their mouth, blood. That shit don't make sense at all. And now Man City, Chelsea are gonna be running around with it and just using their oligarch and sand money to just do whatever they want, bro. Am I mad? Yes, because I'm a Manchester United fan. I respect clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool who made it because they made it. They didn't make it because someone took over with some oligarch funds, bro. Not a fan. Not a fan. Speaking of Chelsea, there's rumors going about that Chelsea wants to bring in Haaland or Aguero. And I'm sitting here like, if Chelsea gets Haaland, they can. I mean, last year they bought like 10 players. They bought a whole team last year. And if they're still in the talking about buying more people, Because they even wanted, even after they bought 8 players last year, they wanted Declan Rice. It just didn't work out because West Ham was asking for a shit ton of money. So if they're still planning on going out and buying more, I mean, they bought Timo Werner. Finding Nemo Werner is shit. They bought Shai Havertz. He's crap. And maybe it's because they weren't paying him in the best position to bring out the best of him all season. Now they have a coach who's going to be playing him as a false nine. Maybe he will come good. But if Chelsea's thinking about going out and getting Aguero, getting Haaland, it's over for the rest of the league, blood. And don't forget, Man City is thinking about going for Harry Kane and Jack Grealish. Again, they got a shit ton of money, they can. I'm pretty sure if Jack Grealish is going to be expensive, but right now, the way things are, you wave 80, 70 million in front of Tottenham's ass and they're going to be taking it. And then what? Where does that leave Manchester United in terms of transfers, blood? We know we cannot afford Haaland, and I probably wouldn't want him either, because having to deal with Mino Raiola again is just irks the shit out of me. I think from a Manchester United standpoint, they should be going for Harry Kane and Jack Grealish. We're not going to get that. Jadon Sancho, we thought that was done and dusted last year. Probably not going to get that. It's, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to this weekend. As you guys know, I am Jamaican. So, of course, I'm invested in the Jamaican national team. So, I have to talk about this thing. And I leave people who know more about it or who are more knowledgeable about the topic to talk about it. But let's talk about Ravel Morrison for a second. If you guys don't know, if you don't know, I don't know where you'd be living if you're a football fan. But Ravel Morrison was one of the most talented players to come out of the Manchester United Academy. And since then, he didn't have such a good childhood growing up, and you know, a lot of things got into play. He wasn't able to break into the Manchester United senior team along with a bunch of other players from that era. And football just didn't go upwards like a lot of talented players for him. It was been spiraling the entire time. And now he's at a point where his most recent club is Ten Hag, right? I think in the Netherlands. And he hasn't been able to play football since January. Now, if you guys know, he decided to play for Jamaica to be in his national team because he has parents or grandparents who are from Jamaica. And so he decided that Jamaica is going to be his national team. And he played for Jamaica, won the man of the match versus Saudi Arabia, I think sometime in December of last year. But since January, he hasn't been able to play. Okay? And for me, I went on a YouTube channel. It's called The Coach's Desk. About a month and a half ago, or a little bit less. And we were talking about the Jamaican national team and the players that we would love to see play against the USA, that game that just gone. And to be completely honest with you, I got a lot of flack because as a Jamaican and speaking to a bunch of Jamaicans, we are elated to the fact that Ravel Morrison will be playing in our midfield, right? I am happy that he possibly could be playing along with the likes of Antonio, with the likes of Damari Gray, if possible, with the likes of Ilian Bailey. We have the potential to build a great team that could compete, possibly win the Gold Cup, definitely qualify for the World Cup, right? But I said to them in that YouTube channel, like, yo, I really do not think that if Ravel Morrison doesn't find a team, this was in January. I'm like, yo, if Ravel Morrison doesn't find a team by the time the USA game comes around, he should not be playing for the country. And the reason why I said that was because as a footballer, even if you're not playing games, you're training every day with professionals, which means you have a certain level of sharpness. It might not be game sharpness or match fitness, but you're playing with professionals, which your standard should be kept up at a particular level. Staying at home and running 100-meter sprints and keeping your body physically fit doesn't necessarily mean that you're football fit. As a footballing fan, as a football player, we know this, right? You're not necessarily football fit just because you're physically fit. And I told them guys that, yo, I don't think Ravel Morrison should be in the team if he's not playing for a club. Just like There's no football in Jamaica. We should not be picking players that are based in Jamaica that are not playing. It's that simple. If you're not playing, bro, you shouldn't be in the team. And it's sad, but it's true. Fast forward to today, where we found out that Ravel Morrison, for the past couple of weeks, maybe a month, has been training with the Sheffield Wednesday team in the championship. Yes, that same Sheffield Wednesday who was struggling down in the championship. And we found out today, or a couple of days ago, that he was rejected by Sheffield Wednesday. They're not even offering him a contract that could last to the end of the season. He was on trial with the team. He trained with them, played with them. They're not even offering him a contract to the end of the season. You might be wondering, why am I sitting here raving about Ravel Morrison if he can't even make the Sheffield Wednesday team? Well, here's why, bro. Ravel Morrison didn't make the team, not because of his abilities, not because he's not good. The coach himself said the reason why they rejected to offer him a contract was because it'll take him 2 to 3 weeks to get up to speed with his fitness. 2 to 3 weeks. They don't have 2 to 3 weeks to be spending or wasting on a player because they're struggling to stay up in the championship. So he decided it's too risky and he can't take that risk on Ravel Morrison. That's my point in all of this, boys and girls. For you to be sitting there without a team for 3 or 4 months, and I understand your circumstances, it's not that easy to get into a team. It's even worse because now there's no way we can use you for the Gold Cup. There's no way we can use you for the World Cup qualifiers. There's no way he's going to be playing for Jamaica. He shouldn't be playing for Jamaica. This is not a training camp to get you fit. You should be coming in ready to play for us to get some wins under our belt, bro. Anyway, that was my rant session. The Premier League is back this weekend. Looking forward to meeting with you guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe somewhere down there if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching. Manas.